can see her vagina. I can see his anus. So I'm like, what the hell is this?
Okay, go ahead.
So I see what he's doing, and at first I didn't realize what he was doing. I just got annoyed, so I moved to another side of the bed. I believe I moved to the right just so I would be at an angle to see past him. He waits maybe 2 seconds. He scoots his ass back in front of my view. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? So I'm getting mad. I'm like, what is this guy doing? So I move back to the left side of the bed. Sure enough, a couple of seconds later, he does it again. Finally, I said, yo, what's wrong with you, man? You blocking my view with your ass. Can you stop? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He got up, gets back in the seat like he's going to start his voyeurism again, watching. And he tells us, we can go ahead. She says, can I get some dick? He says, yeah. So I jump on her to go have sex with her. She and I start to get involved in the sexual encounter. This is stop. Let's talk for a second. So now I have to leave the room. That's the one for me to leave the room. Okay. I'm outside. I'm gonna be honest. I was already involved in sex with her, so I was hard, kind of hard. Let me just get it out. So I'm not standing here all hard, looking like an idiot. She comes out and catches me whacking off, and she starts laughing at me. She's like, yo, you gotta go. I'm like, I gotta go. Why? And she's like, yo, you gotta go. I'll see you later. She's like, yo, you passed though. And I said, I passed. What do you mean I passed? She was like, yo, you passed. She gives me a big hug. She kisses me. She says, yo, you passed. And I'll call you later. It's going down. I said, all right, whatever. I left. I started walking around the strip. I didn't really know what she was talking about until probably later that night when I thought about it. Why is he doing that? Because he was trying to entice me to make me think that his asshole was the same as her vagina. And he was hoping that I might have been high and in, but I wasn't. So that's the only time he propositioned me. Well, I feel he propositioned me because he did. And he could manipulate me and I'm sleeping.
What's the name of the book again?
Cassie, Victim of Congressman, The Story of Me.
Okay. Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up here?
No, Tasha, I want to thank you for allowing me to finally get this out before the public. It has been a nightmare, like I've been living here in my name. I'm not allowed to tell my story. There people are creating narratives that are not true. I might have been a male escort, but I wasn't nasty. I didn't sleep with women unprotected. Cassie she conned me into believing that I was in a monogamous, exclusive relationship being paid because her boyfriend had a small penis. I saw her boyfriend had a small penis. Why would I think she's lying? I didn't know she was sleeping with 30 or 40 men. So I'm not the nasty one. She's the nasty one because she was tricking all these men into unprotected sex and into whatever she was doing. And now she wants to claim that she was being forced. Absolutely not. So I'm thankful to you that you allowed me to tell this story because Cassie is not a victim of sex trafficking.
Don't you worry. It's going out next week. Buenos. Thank Dave, okay? Because Dave was one of the first sources to come to us and give y'all this exclusive first. I'm sorry that the other platforms are not being courteous. And that's why we are getting a lot of the guests on our platform because, we're not, we have our opinions, but at the end of the day, your story is your story. We don't get in the way of that. Yeah. So
I noticed that you don't lie on people. That's what I like about you.
And like I said, the phone lines are always open for y'all to come on down and correct some shit. And so it is what it is. But thank you, Dave. Victim or Co-Conspirator is going to be live on victimorcoconspirator.com. That's victimorcoconspirator.com. And I'm going to say that one more time. Victimorcoconspirator.com, written by Dave. He was a male escort to Cassie and Diddy for 8 years. Okay. And so, we will be in contact. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much, Sasha.
All righty. Bye-bye.
I got a question. So I have a question right quick. So this you said this is the same guy that's suing them right now, right?
That's correct. That's Dave.
So what is he suing them for?
He's saying that so what he's claiming is that she got pregnant and he forced her to have an abortion without his consent, and that there were some other things that an STD was given, and there's like several things in the case file, but he's suing for several different reasons. But those were the main two that came out in the court file.
I don't know what to call this.
So,
I mean,
why didn't he mention this so-called pregnancy during this interview then?
What he's suing her for, right?
No, he did. You just didn't watch the beginning. Listen to the beginning.
He did.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read what he's suing for. He's suing her for coercion into unprotected sex and drugging. He alleges Cassie encouraged unprotected sex. Told him she was using birth control despite his hesitation, and she said that she manipulated him into taking ecstasy. He's also suing her for contracting an STD. He said he contracted a sexually transmitted disease as a result of sexual activity. He's suing her for the secret abortion. He alleges Cassie became pregnant with his child and terminated the pregnancy without telling him. They continued having unprotected sex afterwards. And he's also suing for emotional, physical, and psychological trauma. He claims he suffered trauma from repeated coerced acts, including prolonged masturbation that caused physical injury, like scabbing and soreness, as well as mental distress and lost wages. He's seeking somewhere around $10 million for medical expenses, lost income, emotional distress, and, quote, loss of enjoyment of life.
this man what he's owed.
Poor guy, man. Poor guy. You guys.
Because if you look at the guy doing the interview, he looks like he's full of shit 100%.
How does he know it was
Hey,
his
shit, how do you say that?
Why is this motherfucker speaking?
How does he know that it was his baby after 30 women?
That's a good question.
He just said the interview. The loss based on what he said, the lawsuit isn't really making any sense because, especially the way he said, "Oh, if you threw money at me, I do this. And I throw money at me." It's baseless.
True. That's one of the reasons why I said there's no way he spoke with his attorney prior to going down this. Because one second, Dr. Responsible. Because one of the things that's going to happen during a lawsuit, especially of this magnitude, is a deposition. Right? In that deposition, they're going to take all of your public statements and say, on this day, on this platform, you said X, Y, and Z. But in your allegations, in your lawsuit, you're saying X, Y, and Z. Why is there a difference between the two documents or between the two allegations? Right? That's why you would never, if you have a decent attorney, never go on a public platform and make all these statements without having at least your lawyer next to you. So I don't see his lawsuit going anywhere. Go ahead, Dr. Respond.
Yeah, why? Like, imagine if this was a woman, right? Why are we saying that this man's lawsuit is not going to go forward? Imagine if this was a woman. We heard, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of his statement. Why is he not credible?
Are you wanting to make new friends?
He just explained his entire interaction.
He's not credible. That's why they didn't even bring him on the stand. They didn't even put him on the stand.
You want to make this a guy-girl issue? That guy like you being
Well,
violent.
it's interesting.
Who gives a fuck?
Why? Like, who gives a fuck? Don't you care about the men as well?
I don't give a fuck about you, bro.
Well, thank God Buffy didn't hire me to fuck his wife.
You lucky. Look at motherfucker's your wife tonight.
Oh my God! Hey,
It changed the property assessment value from $6 million to $1 million.
The reason we're saying what we're saying is because based on what he was just telling Tasha K, and then he's saying, oh, they throw money at me, I'll do this, I would do that. He sounded like he wanted to do it.
And he was not a prostitute. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
He's like any hoe.
Yeah.
He's like any hoe, but he's just a man.
Oh, please.
And then based on what he was saying, he was saying that Diddy controlled the whole thing anyway. He was like, oh, can we have sex now? Can we do this now? He got exactly. So why are you suing Cassie? Talking about some, oh, she was bullying.
Because he said that she was the man. He's saying that she was the mastermind and she was directing all of it. And the problem was that that she was going on to Craigslist and acquiring these people. So she was, I don't know if she was one of the ones that she acquired off of Craigslist. Gemini, I'm not sure on that, but I do know that however he was found by Cassie. So at the end of the day, they tried to paint this picture because she was the one kind of directing it, that she's the one orchestrated all of this.
Yeah, I get that, but she was I feel bad for her. This is a nightmare.
Why don't you feel bad for this guy?
Why do I feel bad for him?
Why do you feel bad for Cassie, but you don't feel bad for him? She was
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. What do we know? Don't answer that.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry.
Why are you saying that? I really truly don't understand. Why is you feel bad for her, but you don't feel bad for this guy? This is the guy. And he was poor. So he's
Cassie started working for, she was in a 10-year.
Like, why are you seriously answering this question? Does this sound like a serious question?
she's interested in the truth.
I know the truth.
She found them on the escort website.
There you go.
I just wasn't sure which one.
There you go. I'm not saying this guy is like Teresa or Father Teresa. I'm just saying, why is it so different? This guy was picked up. He had no money. He was willing to do sling dick for money and do all sorts of reports.
So let me.
Hold up. I'm tired of you, Dr. Responsible. You about to trigger me. Why don't you go find a room and find out why the goddamn pedophilias won't turn over the goddamn tape? Go find you somebody to play with.
I mean, specifically,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we really have seen these people. You're right.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here. There's so much fucking evidence we didn't see. Don't play with the fucking pedophiles. You working my fucking
the comments actually use
Go
like
on.
video conference getting into which is a United people will never be.
No, you fine. He didn't hear me the first time, so he gone.
You still want to abolish
You know what? This is my first time ever coming on here. This is my first day ever on this app. It is funny. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, you picked a hell of a room for the first time.
Around it only gets better. You didn't even leave. This room was spicy.
You ain't seen nothing. This is tame.
This is very tame. Honestly,
We don't got tame over here. The beginning used to be a madhouse up here. Kept up.
You're saying.
Come back around 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's not a request of my room.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I couldn't do what I wanted to
It's a real call.
having fun, right? As crazy as it was, Lisa, I told you it was good content.
That was crazy. I'm really not feeling well. After listening to this, it's disturbing. I think he is lying or either embellishing it to a possibility. Yeah, and I don't think it's cute that people are trying to make money off of such a horrific situation. And he was involved. Evidently, he was making money. He wasn't objecting to any of it. You know what I mean? So then he's done now is harmful. And he's talking like, you know, they were doing it to him maliciously, purposely. He's screaming and hollering. No, something's not right with this at all.
I will say
It's a money grab, right? Here's the thing. Cassie got paid $30 million altogether, right? There were a lot of people that were getting paid. Everybody was getting paid. What you call it, Jane Doe, who is, you know, who baby mama, and I'm not gonna, you know, put no names out there.
50 cents, baby mama Daphne. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say it. Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay, I got you, Gemini. Allegedly, he was still paying her fucking apartment, and giving her an allowance while the trial was going on, and he was paying for her damn lawyer. That's what I'm trying to say, like.
No, that's a fact.
It's so
That's
crazy.
amazing hustle, ain't it?
No.
But you know what? Go ahead.
So here's the thing. If I'm a prostitute, right, and I done prostituted for 8 years, and out of 8 years, I probably made about $100,000, $200,000. The numbers don't fucking add up, right? But everybody else getting millions, they getting flued out, they getting Chanel bags, they getting their rent the mind of somebody who's that derelict, that is what they would think. Like, I gotta get to the bag too, because I didn't get that. I didn't even get close to that kind of money. You see what I'm saying?
I think, honestly, and this is gonna sound crass and cruel, but it's just that kind of a conversation, right? I believe that if you're slinging dick on that website and you laying Cassie and Puffy with his weird ass, right? And they hire you exclusively for the next, 7 years, give or take.
Chicagoans have the freedom to
And
turn
they're
their
paying
coach
way
houses or
above your traditional asking,
into
right?
affordable housing.
Now, unless you can prove that you contracted an STD to happen to you and you can definitively say that it came from them, then I would say that substantiates the case. Outside of that, we have sex with Cassie and then he's watching and you're agreeing to this. Nobody's pushing, there's no gun to your head. I don't see the case. You're mad because she didn't have your baby. It's her body. She don't have your baby. She don't have to have your baby. Like,
How did you know it was yours?
what does it matter though? Like right now,
It's crazy because Punish, he said he never used a condom. Said it, but she said that he said that she told him that she was carrying his baby. Now she started to get proof of that.
and then it don't matter. Let's say there's a woman carrying my baby, right? And she said, I'm carrying your baby, right? And then she goes, you know what? I decided not to have it. I can't sue her. It don't make sense.
That's all I'm saying.
In Texas, you can do that. Is this something where you can go get somebody who's been had an abortion? Come on, I heard that something. Let me go read it.
These laws have definitely changed in years, just like that girl was brain dead, whatever, and they kept her alive because of the baby, and she just had the baby.
Yeah, and she just died. Yeah.
She was brain dead, but the baby was still alive.
Yeah, the baby
was still alive, right? But the parents wanted to take her off, but the state was saying no because in that state, they was considering the child or whatever, even though she was brain dead.
It's a 6-week law that any child.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
They said, it says in the United States, you generally cannot sue a woman for terminating a pregnancy, even if you are the biological father of the fetus. Abortion rights, women's autonomy under current U.S. legal standards, post-Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization 2022. The right to make decisions about abortion is governed at the state level, but in most states, the pregnant person has full legal control over whether to carry a pregnancy to term. Biological fathers do not have legal authority to stop, influence, or punish a decision to terminate a pregnancy. You cannot sue for wrongful death of a fetus caused by a legal abortion. So that's that, like that. He can't have a good attorney right now.
That's for Nathan, because he's like, yeah, he could sue her.
He can't sue her.
No.
This shit is frivolous. Have y'all
heard that there's a new law going into effect saying that if you do anything that hurts your child, like fly, work too hard or whatever, you do whatever to hurt your child and the child dies, you will be charged.
It's based on the state, so every now.
But I'm just saying, even that's a slippery slope. It's based on the state, but you know what I'm saying?
Coming up with some new stuff.
Exactly. Next thing you know, it's gonna be the Handmaid's Tale around.
It already is.
They want us to have. They want people to have these babies. They don't want us, the black folks, to have babies. They want the white folks to have babies.
Let me
You know what I'm saying? Because they scared.
Right? There's a young lady who literally wrote the bill in Florida, state representative, and she a big fat ugly white girl. She had an ectopic pregnancy. The doctors would not touch her because she wrote the right to life bill in Georgia, in Florida, as a Florida representative. Do you know she called Governor DeSantis asking him if he can overturn the shit just for her? So again, and then after they saved her life because she almost damn died because if that baby would have ruptured, it would have died. That fat, stinking, ugly-looking woman literally got on there and said it was Biden's fault. Girl, Biden. Wow. You wrote the whole fucking law. What are you talking about? Y'all blame everybody for all
You guys are right.
except for
from game. It says United States federal level. Under the Unborn Victims of Violence Act 2004, a person can be criminally prosecuted for harming or killing a fetus during the commission of certain federal violent crimes, even if it was unintentional. However, this does not create a right for parents to file a civil suit. Perhaps on the forum state level, a growing number of states have passed or introduced laws expanding fetal rights. Florida, like you guys were just saying, in HB 1517, SB 1284, creates a civil penalty for death, causes action for death of a fetus at any stage. Parents, but not the mother, can sue. Physicians can be shielded if they meet the standard of care. Then there's also in Kansas and Florida. Kansas passed fetal rights expansion, support tax breaks. Florida bans wrongful death suits against third parties, though not mothers, being the hospitals on
abortion right now too.
Yeah, so I mean the long and short of it is, yeah, they are starting to expand those laws. It's in very few states, but it does exist.
Yeah, I want to say it happened here in Texas.
I want to tell you we're releasing this coming
that a man he sued the woman. They weren't married, but he was trying to have an abortion, and he sued her. She couldn't have that.
He forced her to have that baby, too?
Yeah.
I know you fucking lying. Did he get custody of that baby too?
I'm not sure. I'll look it up.
Please. That's super. That's
early. But that's been since these MAGAs been. But
They really.
These MAGA. They care about the kids when the kids come out. You don't want to help with SNAP. You don't want to help with Medicaid, but you want people to have these damn children that they may not want.
You're not helping
you sign executive orders to spank kids. Right to a kid. Shit, I mean, for real, if I'm left to take care of a kid, having to, hell no. I told somebody, no, I was raised with 12 kids growing up. I, under no circumstances, want to take care of a child. That, because it takes two to make a baby. And I'm not going to be sued simply because I choose to have an abortion or whatever, because I'm the one carrying the child. A man does not carry a child.
He will be sued if he wants to sue you, if that's the law.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and I guess for me, you would have to have that kid, but immediately I would give my rights up. You ain't finna leave me with no kid, because can't no man tell you got to keep a kid. I would do that for my sake. I wouldn't be left taking care of no child under no circumstances. Nope, not me.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday talking about how these men, they will sit up there and men be trying to trap women too, especially if you're a good woman.
Yep.
They will sit there, they'll be like, yeah, I put the condom on. They'll take that motherfucker off. You know what I'm saying? Trying to trap women.
Man, you can feel the difference, though. Come on, y'all know y'all can feel the difference in that.
Not necessarily, sir. No.
No.
Y'all are lying. Y'all are lying, and the truth ain't in you. When you're meat to meat, women, when you are meat to meat, there is a difference. Yeah,
but my thing is, I'm taking your penis and putting it inside my vagina, so I'm a feel if you got a condom regardless. Ain't nobody truly trying to do that shit on me.
People take it off.
So are women trying to convince us right now that y'all don't know y'all's body well enough to know when it's meat to meat and meat to rubber? I don't believe it.
I think I'm not caping.
My body to body, skin to skin.
When you're inexperienced sexually and you're young.
I was about to say, when you're younger and everything.
Yeah, when you're young and you inexperienced sexually, you can't really. When I was young, I did some dumb shit. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like I did. I didn't know shit. I was fucking green as hell. I got married when I was 22. I didn't know shit about sex. We were still having stationary fucking sex and didn't know shit about shit. I mean, I'm literally telling you, like, I was green as fuck. So yeah, young people. I'm not saying that my generation was the smartest generation, because let me just say this younger generation, they're smarter than we were. I'll give it that, because my boys, they all in their 20s and they like.
Okay, so me and you are around the same age then.
So let me ask y'all this then, since y'all going this route. Y'all believe that Cassie is green and naive and doesn't know meat to meat?
Okay, so I can tell you this, Gemini, right? She started off with him very, very young. And I'm not caping for her on any level, but I can remember being 21 and being green as fuck. And if what he did which I think, and this is my honest opinion, is he started to groom her into doing some shit. Once you go down